you alluded to the shift that we're seeing, and I think it's incredibly important on a bunch of different fronts. And it manifested in a couple of news stories, but one of which was a company called Groq, not that Groq, that raised $640 million, specifically focusing on the need to increase performance of inference, which, if you're not fully up to speed on the way the AI stuff works, you have the process. There's two big processes. There's the training of the models, and then there's applying those models, a process we call inference, to actually generate a result of some sort. And we spend so much time and energy talking about training of the models, but there is a heck of a case to be made that the real battle is going to be fought on your ability to drive inference, particularly because that's where you start injecting your proprietary data into it and other elements of it. So I'm curious what your take on this and how you see this sort of playing out.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one, although it can be overwhelming sometimes to just see these numbers. Right now, if you aren't getting $600 million for your AI service, is it even worth pursuing? That's what it feels like sometimes. These numbers are just amazing to consider. But that aside, there is this massive challenge of trying to figure out how to align models to use cases and to actually make sure that you are able to support use cases at scale. And at the end of the day, that requires inference to be able to use models in production. So I think Groq is working on the right problem in terms of what CIOs should actually be worried about. Frankly, the focus on foundational models and which model is 1% better than the other model is going to be this long-standing war that is going to keep going on week after week, month after month, year after year, and we are going to see headlines literally every other day for the foreseeable future on which model is better. But the real answer for the CIO is you just have to choose a model, make sure that it works for your use case as a proof of concept, and then deal with the actual problem of putting it into production. And that's where Groq is focusing. And it's great that there's actual money going into that as well as just the models and the training.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, in my opinion, unless you are JP Morgan Chase, and by the way, if you're the CIO of JPMC and you're listening to our podcast, please let us know because we'd love to talk to you. But unless that's who you are, you're not going to be out building anything remotely close to a foundational model. That's not where you're going to be able to make any difference, right? You're going to make a difference in one of two ways. You're going to take the Databricks Snowflake type approach where you're building a small language model that is proprietary using your data, or the difference is going to come in your ability to drive inference and your ability to do it rapidly and be able to integrate other elements of your data set into it to create contextual awareness and something that is unique to your business process and your models and what have you. And so that's where this battle is going to get fought. And so I love this story.